That's it. Welcome back. We've witnessed, look, after a lot of complaining, after a lot of cribbing and crying about how the IPL feels boring this year, we finally witnessed a close game. It's We've been waiting for a pretty long time. It's been long overdue. I think the closest game we'd got this year was CSK versus RR, and that was already settled before Thala could walk out to bat. So let's talk about this game before we look at tomorrow's games. Um, First reactions. Do we start with the Tilak Verma issue? I think that's the first thing we're supposed to be addressing over here because let's take out the
I
elephant in
think
the room first.
I think yes, Tilak Verma definitely has seen some sort of batting downfall after he liked that reel where he was mentioned as a better finisher than Virat. So I think something is happening to him. He has taken it onto him that okay, he really wants to be
Yeah.
the best now. Yeah, this was one-sided. I also feel that
It was one-sided
27.
after Shardul Thakur's over was done. But
Hmm,
until Shardul's over started,
hmm.
you would think 30 of 2 overs is a very gettable score. It wasn't 30 also. It was 29, right? Of two
27 and
overs.
10. Yes, that's
Huh.
when I switched it on again. Yeah.
Yeah, so Shardul bowls a brilliant 19th over where they take only six singles. Sorry,
Hmm.
five singles and a double.
Hmm.
And that is what completely screws over the equation for Mumbai. Because when Avesh Khan is bowling the last over to you, you would back yourself to get 17, 18 runs of that last over.
Hmm.
Pro example, KS Bharat.
Yeah, definitely. And there were few of them. Like after getting hit for a six on the first delivery, you would back yourself that Avesh is going to give you another one of those dollies. I don't know how
Exactly.
Hardik missed out on that, especially that in slot delivery. I don't know how he missed out on that.
No, look, we need to think about this a little logically, right?
Hmm.
You have Tilak Verma, who is set. I know he's batting slowly, but you know that there is no batter left in the dugout to come in and could possibly play better than him. Now he
Definitely.
decides to retire himself out, and Santner walks in. Now Santner is by no means a better player than Tilak Verma. If there was a scenario where Tilak Verma was still at the crease, then Hardik would have felt a little bit more free to take that single in the first place.
Hmm.
Now there is no point retiring your one of your best batters out and bring in someone that you're going to refuse a single to. Might as well
Yes.
have Tilak on strike then. Like I mean, it's
See,
But
okay
I
if he's
feel
not playing well.
knowing Hardik, I feel he wouldn't have taken single even if it was Tilak. I mean, let's be let's be radical here. He wouldn't have taken that single anyway.
I
But
see, if Tilak
understandable.
Verma was there on the non-strikers end, he would have to take that single. But Hardik being Hardik, he had to make a tala move, so he retired Tilak Verma out so that he can make the non-striker run halfway and go back.
Makes sense. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tilak Verma was Rohit's agent to destroy Hardik's aura today. Thoughts on
Hmm.
this?
Crazy. Yeah, you never know. You never know.
It was
There
too
has
much for
to be
Hardik
a
in the end.
mole.
It was too much for anyone. 22 of
Yeah.
6
True.
with
Yeah.
NPC on the other end. It was too
Mm-hmm.
much.
There's always a
Absolutely.
mole in the team, man. It turned out to
Yeah.
be Tilak this time. But it's okay.
Look, I
Also,
mean,
did
the
you
the
guys
first
see?
thing I said was sent him to bat. Wait, what? Huh. If Hardik denies a single today, and this was sent a couple of overs before. I mean, no, it was sent right after Tilak retired. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was coming. Everyone knew that it was going to happen. It just yeah, there's not much we can do in this scenario.
But what do we have to say about Rishabh Pant? Like it's been
Rishabh
four
Pant,
games
the
now. There has
batter.
to be like he should have reached up to 27 in total runs as of now. He should have at least. I mean, he's way less than that. I don't know. Like
Look, we called this in the preview itself. Rishabh Pant is overrated as a T20 batter. He is a
yes,
test batter. He might have performed fairly decently in ODIs,
and
but he's not first
yeah,
choice in ODIs as
hmm,
well.
definitely.
So that leaves us with Rishabh being a one format player. He was never a great captain for Delhi Capitals. He didn't do much with the bat last year as well. I think the only good year Rishabh Pant has ever seen with the bat is 2018.
Yeah,
where he scored those 100
I think
against
500
SSK.
odd runs is what. Yeah,
Yeah,
he got
I
100 that
remember.
year. Yes,
Hmm.
and that
Yeah.
ended up fast tracking him into the World Cup squad, and we saw what happened in the 2019 World Cup as well.
Yeah. Like Rishabh seems like one of those players we often say that, oh, like give him some time. He's a youngster. He has like it's
Not a
been
youngster
more
anymore.
than 6 years now.
I
Like, come
recall
on, he
Rishabh
has
Pant's
to take.
statement that he made to Harsha Bhogle that we'll come back to this stat once I am so
So and
years
so
old.
years old.
I
Yeah,
Mm,
think we
yeah,
are
yeah.
close to
We
that.
exactly we are close to that. That was in I think 2023 or two against New Zealand series. That's
yeah,
when Hardik was the captain and like we played two odd games and he said that okay
yeah.
like I have performed, I have done things. Yes, I remember that. We are closer now.
I mean, it's
Well, Rishabh,
evident in the T20 setup as well, right? You look at the 2024 T20 World Cup as well, you wouldn't think Rishabh Pant was first choice to make it to that squad in the first place.
Yes.
He started off well in that World Cup, a couple of 30s to kick off the tournament, and then it fell down midway through the tournament. His
Yeah, he
performances
had a very
faded.
good, like he had a decent inning against Pakistan also on a difficult pitch. He did score well.
Yes.
Uh, Again, like high risk, high reward shots, but
Yeah,
I don't know, like something happened after that.
we'll get there.
Talk
Yeah,
about
so
Mitch Marsh.
it's gone downhill. Okay,
Hmm.
Mitch Marsh, I did not expect that from him. Mitch Marsh was actually my bunks quota for this year. So Andre Russell, it's still working. Andre Russell has not stepped up with the bat at all, and
Hmm.
my prediction is still safe for the time being. If it's not safe, you guys never heard it here, guys. Okay.
yeah,
But
I
why
thought
would you
Mitch
choose
Marsh
Mitch
would.
Marsh in the first place? Why would you choose Mitch Marsh in the first place, man?
I just didn't think he would perform, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And his opening partner being Aiden Markram, I thought that would put more pressure on him.
And with
And who
Bolt
comes in
and
after them?
Chahal, who
It's
can see the
just
ball.
Puran and Miller in the middle that were supposed to have carried this side.
Hmm.
But Marsh stepping up has completely changed a lot for LSG. It's the bowling has been surprisingly good
Yes.
because even though Bishnoi has completely bottled the job this year, they've found a new leg spinner in Digvesh to handle
Yes.
that you know that quota of loss.
Yeah, against the likes of Bolt and Chahar, I thought Marsh would be a walking wicket.
Same.
With Marsh, you never
It
know
was a black
when
soil
he
pitch
will
also today,
fire.
so you wouldn't expect a high score today.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That is also
But they
true.
got 200.
yeah, they managed to get 200 on a tricky surface, and Miller being Miller, clutch, always clutch for any team he plays.
Yeah. Miller has always been clutch. I mean, look, he is towards the latter half of his career, but you can never count him out of the game.
Hmm.
He has enough power
Yeah,
to do
they're
the job.
washed, but not washed enough for Mitch Marsh.
Look, yeah, exactly. We thought Mitch Marsh was way beyond wash. We thought Mitch Marsh was dry cleaned.
See, what's surprising is not the Mitch Marsh performing in the fourth game. The most surprising fact is that Mitch Marsh surviving for 4 continuous games without climbing that ambulance.
Exactly.
Very surprising.
But
Yeah,
that's
we've
that's
had
what
the
they're
IPL throw a
also
lot of
thinking.
surprises this year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're also thinking. Na, they're not letting Mitch Marsh bowl, so they have that side. Not even let him field. Please just bat and get
True.
the fuck away from us. You are not like please. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
they're
wonder
using Mitch
how,
Marsh the way Mitch Marsh is supposed to be used.
yeah,
Hmm.
but I wonder how Goenka has let Mayank Yadav free roam around in Bangalore.
Yeah, Mike
Uh,
is roaming around in Bangalore right now, and
yeah.
he's roaming around with a little someone. I don't
Yes.
think it's appropriate to mention that on stream here, but
Exactly.
that's happening, guys.
Yeah.
That's happening. Finally,
Two
we have.
ambulance players, one of the WPL and one of the IPL.
So,
Yes.
do you think the knee problem continues for the next game?
We really would want to.
No, we want the knee problem to be sorted out.
True. For
Oh,
us, it
yes.
makes more
For us,
sense.
yes. For us, it
Yeah.
makes
From
more sense.
MI's
Yes.
perspective, today they played their best side.
Yes.
Yeah,
In the
ideally
absence
that's
of
the
Bumrah, they played the
best.
best side. Today,
Hmm.
yeah.
They're one player short of their best side. So if you
Exactly.
look at, they're chasing and they are a batter short. Easily a batter
Hmm.
or two batters short in that lineup. You have Mitch Marsh walking in it for the fall of 5 wickets.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yes.
That's
That is.
criminal in today's world of T20 cricket.
True.
But do you think it really
And
is a knee problem, or they just don't want to say it
It
out
looked
loud?
like a knee
see,
problem in those few
some people
videos
call it
that
a knee
circulated on
problem.
Twitter.
Some people
Okay.
call it a
Okay.
back spasm. Some
Yeah.
people say
Yeah.
do bache ka baap ho, opted out, rested, slash slash slash.
मेरे को जीतना है, मेरे को भी जीतना है, मैं भी खेलने आया है.
इतने साल से खेलता रहा हूँ यार.
Damn.
But yeah, there's multiple ways you can phrase that. You never know
Hmm.
what's cooking in the background of the MI dressing room these days, especially
Yes.
over the past year after that whole Hardik trade fiasco happened. So
But did you
yeah,
see the visuals of what happened? Like Ambani walking into the dugout after the game.
Yeah,
I did see that.
he was also
He
livid
did.
when Hardik didn't take a single. He was livid, and then he straight away walked into the dressing room. I think he has
Yeah,
something to
I think it makes us believe that it was Hardik's call to have Tilak retire,
say. Hmm.
which makes even lesser sense when he refused the single. So I think he kind of contradicted himself while doing that, and that's what
Hmm.
might have pissed these guys off in the
Hmm.
dressing room.
Makes sense. But what a tournament, man! Everyone becomes Goenka after one point. So,
Yeah, it's crazy that all these players who were regarded as people who are worshipped across India are suddenly receiving massive backlash for random things that they're doing during matches, or it's
so
weird,
true.
right? I mean, Kohli had a good opening game, then he screwed up. Technically speaking, it wasn't a big screw up because it was still a win
Yes, it
against
was.
CSK.
Yeah, it was a decent one. Yeah.
But a 31 of 30 in the public's eyes is never going to go well.
And it
And
was. It will
follow
never
that up
go
with,
well. Hmm.
yeah, follow
I'm
that
just
up with a
saying
dismissal, which is fine. Yeah.
it will never go well when Virat is doing it. When Surya
Exactly.
or any other player is doing it, it's just playing according to the situation. Sorry, I cut you off. You can continue.
All good, all good, all good. So yeah, so Virat gets backlash for that. Now Tilak is getting backlash for playing slowly. Hardik is getting backlash for sending him out and then denying the
Hmm.
single. Rohit Sharma, I don't remember the last time he scored a run in the IPL. We don't even have to talk about the Tala fiasco. Apparently, he's going to be okay. We'll talk about the
We'll talk
captaincy
about it
deal.
because we have,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
we
What
have it
Apparently,
is
review.
that
Yeah.
thing about the captaincy? I heard, like, why isn't Rituraj
uh,
the captain?
So there's something that
some
happened. He
say
hurt
it's
his
act.
hand during the previous game. So that is the reason that they are putting out in public.
Okay.
Did he hurt his hand or did
Or did
someone
Tala break
hit his hand?
it?
Hmm.
But yeah, some
Makes
say
No,
sense.
that
now the
tomorrow might
larger
be.
issue, it's the problem is not that you've messed up his hands. The problem is now that he cannot carry water bottles in those hands anymore.
Oh.
Man with
uh,
such crazy Indian core is last in the table.
Bobs,
Yeah.
we wondered the same thing last year as well. It's not
yes.
about the team setup that they have, it's about the vibes inside. There are too many cooks
Hmm.
that are
Definitely.
cooking the team itself.
Hmm.
No,
That
like
is true.
last season is fine, like a lot was going on. But even this season,
Absence of Bumrah is
Yeah.
definitely a catalyst. They
hmm,
Hmm.
would have maybe one extra win if Bumrah was present, but
But at the
overall,
same time, yes, it is about the vibes. You see, like, even if there aren't leaks this
yeah,
year, but you get to see the vibe. Like, something is definitely cooking up. And it's
yeah,
not good for the team.
correct.
it will
Because
be
I
very
wouldn't.
interesting to see how the Mumbai crowd will support Mumbai in the next game after seeing Hardik's move, benching Rohit, sending out Tilak. Next
Look,
game
I
will be
think
absolute sin.
Mumbai's crowd have still learned from what happened last year, right?
Hmm.
They booed Hardik, they abused him, they said a lot of things that shouldn't have been said. And they learned from those mistakes and they did cheer for him after the T20 World Cup came home. Now, if they go back to booing Hardik for something that's happened this game, that's completely their fault. I don't see a reason for them to be doing it, but I don't think they're going to
Hmm.
do it.
See, Mumbai crowd is very genuine. They haven't even left the
True.
great Sachin Tendulkar.
Hmm.
They have
Correct.
booed Sachin Tendulkar.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
But it just
with
doesn't
Bumrah, they
feel
will
like
also hit 10 runs less.
fair. No, it's true. It's true. I think Ashwani Kumar went at an economy rate of over 10 today, right?
Hmm.
They could have had Bumrah bowling the same overs for an economy of 8.5. Maybe lesser, you never know. It's a black soil pitch. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
What happened to Satyanarayana Raju?
Satyanarayana Raju got dropped after Ashwani Kumar got a 4 wicket haul in the previous game. John Carter says, talk about Lord Thakur. We finished discussing that. You're a little late, brother.
Bro, he got some serious swing in those first two overs.
True, true,
And
true.
that guy has a great Yorker. Like
Which is
makes
weird to see because I
which
haven't
is
seen him bowl a Yorker in a long time.
yeah, like he has because of the height. It also makes a difference
Yeah,
because you are not able to pick up the skittish nature of the ball and it actually lays
true.
low. So like it is kind of difficult to play him, but
It's tough to get
after a
under
while, yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
tough to get under it. Yes, definitely that. But I don't know. Ashwini Kumar went for 39 over and he didn't even complete his quota.
yeah.
Hmm.
Goes to
Yeah, so what do you
show.
think about Akash Deep? That
Akash Deep, he showed loyalty. That's
He
all I
should
can
loyalty
say.
and also great transplant, man. Great transplant.
Good transplant. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
nice heavy
he got a
rubbing head.
good hike in his salary and a good
Yeah.
transplant.
True, true, true. He went for what, 8 crores in the auction?
Yeah, some very, very good
So,
price.
Good. He
Very,
went for a good
very
price.
good
I just
money.
forgot what the price was.
mm,
But yeah,
But the more
that's
I see
also,
Akash Deep in T20 cricket, it makes me wonder that he's a more red ball bowler.
he's always been a red ball
Those
bowler.
red balls would have been absolute peach of those deliveries, but in T20 cricket, they were just flying past the boundaries.
mm,
It, uh, I'm always thankful to Bobat and Flower for not RTMing Akashdeep based on
definitely.
loyalty and making emotional decisions.
Yes,
And
definitely
the
that.
same goes with Will Jacks. We were very emotional
Ooh,
when we wanted to retain Will Jacks in the mega auction,
What we've
but
gotten from Livingston has been better. What we've gotten from Salt has been better. We're happy
exactly.
with this.
And also Tim David. Like I
Tim David
think
as
we
well.
are sorted. We are
Yeah, I think
happy.
the trade that happened between RCB
Mm,
and MI was for Tim David and Will Jacks.
yeah.
Now, aside from that, we also have two hidden gems in our bench, which is Romario Shepherd and Nuwan Tushara. They will get their chance when the
Hmm.
time comes. Deep
Deep
ineffective
ineffective
after
after
two.
2 overs.
Correct.
He looked
And
ineffective from the first over itself today.
yeah, but I think what screwed it up for them is that they played with only 5 bowling options. They did not let um, who was their sixth bowler?
Hardik,
Markram. No, no, I'm talking about LSG.
Leslie, they could have bowled on Markram.
LSG.
Markram was their sixth bowler. So yeah, they're technically playing with 5 actual bowlers, like
Hmm.
people who are known to have some abilities with the ball.
Or Abdul
Markram,
Samad with the ball.
Abdul Samad leg spin. You never know if it. Yeah, it's again not known as a bowler.
No entity, yeah.
It's too much of a gamble to be trying out. But it was weird to see that
Hardik
they played
Piper,
only with
he
5 bowlers
compensated equally with the bat
with the
and
bat.
his
Yeah,
captaincy.
Hmm.
yep. It was a very individual performance kind of a day today with MI. The
Yeah.
team, like the sum of the parts, was not greater than the whole.
Hmm. That is
I
true.
It
think
makes
that's
it
the best way
more
to phrase
funny
it.
that Tilak Verma was the impact player
Yeah, it makes no sense, dude.
and got retired out.
Look, you are playing Siddharth Verma as an impact player at number 5 after sending Namandir and Surya Kumar Yadav ahead of him. And then you're asking him to retire. Like there is so much that is wrong with everything that happened to Tilak Verma today. You should play him at number
Tilak,
three and get him moved.
yeah, Tilak usually comes at number three. I don't know what happened. What were they thinking? They had to do an
Because the
impact. They have
Namantir move
to.
still worked out.
Yeah,
We're not
exactly.
taking anything away from that. But maybe
Mm,
sending Tilak Verma ahead would have helped him get set for the
mm,
final overs. A 20 of 20 is not going to help anybody's case in that scenario.
mm,
That end up bringing the equation to 50 of 3 overs. Sorry, 50 of 4
definitely.
overs.
Yeah. With that loss, now Mumbai has the lowest win percentage in IPL since 2022. So they have just 37%.
Yeah. And if I'm not wrong, LSG has a win record of 8-1 versus MI, 8-2 or something around that
Yeah, they have cooked
line.
MI every
Mm,
time.
Yeah. They've cooked MI every time, and MI have never beaten LSG inside Lucknow.
Yeah.
Now, the reason behind those numbers is largely KL Rahul because I think he has
mm,
200s against MI while he played at LSG. So that happened.
mm.
Ankit copy pasting group chat. Lol.
Yeah. So
It's,
why don't we talk about tomorrow's match, or are we done?
yeah, let's preview tomorrow's game with a little bit more depth. We did discuss it yesterday, but I think we
Mm,
can look at it with a little more depth today.
mm.
Changes. Let's start with that. What changes for CSK? What changes for
Tala
DC?
captaincy.
Tala
Tala
captaincy.
captaincy.
Yes.
One last time.
One last
One
time.
last try.
Oh, I think this was the hint that he got when he wore it on his t-shirt. One last time.
Foreshadowing things. Yes.
Insane,
Yeah,
So
insane.
rumors say
who's
that
coming in?
Chepauk could witness one last time of Tala's captaincy. Rumors also say that this could be the last game for Tala in Chepauk.
Look, if it is Tala's farewell game, then there is no player on this planet who deserves to give him that farewell more than Faf du Plessis himself, and he is coming. We will never forget what Faf did for us last year,
Yes,
and
definitely.
let him let him do it once more.
Yes. All in for
Let
it.
him
All support to that
let
guy.
him own Chepauk, the most disloyal fan base, disloyal stadium, which threw a chappal on Fab's face when he was carrying those drinks in 2018.
Yeah,
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, that stadium
So
deserves every bit of treatment for Tala's farewell.
exactly.
absolutely. So we
And
we will have Faf du Plessis, who is RCB blood, KL Rahul, who is RCB blood, and
RCB
Mitchell
blood.
Stark.
RCB blood.
These three will be cooking
Yeah.
CSK tomorrow. And let's not forget that if they make a very flat track, Jake Fraser-Murdoch is going to step up. If they make a
Hmm.
very turning track, then Kuldeep and Aksar will cook them backwards.
So true. I think they're going to go with the turning track only because
No,
they.
apparently BCCI has very strict guidelines this in this edition of the IPL
Mhm.
for the contest to be evenly spread out between the batters and bowlers. So that's the reason you're witnessing changes in wickets in away conditions, like how
Mm,
it's favoring
Love it.
the away teams. Even in Eden, it favored us.
mm,
Even in Chepauk, it
Fair,
favored
fair.
us. Even in Bengaluru, it's favoring the away teams. So it's
mm,
evenly posed out. So I don't think they will be getting what
mm.
Chennai wants.
Fair enough.
But
That's
who's
that's
gonna
going to
come
be a
in
little
for
difficult.
Gaikwad?
Tala opening, I would be down to
Hello,
see that.
playing. Yeah.
Batting at number three might actually help the cause of
I
CSK's
think
current
like I
situation.
I read all those discourses on Twitter that uh, people should like Tala should actually consider coming in the opening slot. Like he would give what the
Not as an
crowd
opener.
want. Yeah, he would give what the crowd
From
want.
that perspective, yes, he'd
Uh,
give the crowd what they want, and they wouldn't be booing the players that come in after
yeah,
because there
exactly.
is no Tala to come in after them. So from that
And tomorrow
perspective, it
being a
makes sense.
3:30 game, it will be hot and humid. Yes, so I don't see Tala walking in any early side.
Yeah. Win toss, bat first.
He'll come only when the lights are down.
So true.
So Tala has a bad knee. Rohit Sharma has an injured knee. Kohli next.
Yeah.
He did pick up an injury during the GT game,
But
but he
But
seems
looks
fine. Yeah.
can we hope is it that same injury? Like,
I put up a banger edit that I found on Instagram.
mm,
Unfortunately, I can't show it here because I don't know if we get copyright for it.
yeah,
yeah.
But there was a transition that showed Kohli like go down holding his hand, and that went on to
to the good.
make a transition to the 2016 thing in black and white, and then Kohli getting those sixes all over the place. It's on my story, and I am privileged to say that I was at that game at the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goat so goated. He's recreating his injury to recreate 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
think we can wrap this up and we shall
Oh,
meet
there's another
tomorrow
game though.
after
There's
the.
another game tomorrow. Let's also discuss the other
Oh,
game that's
oh
happening
yes.
tomorrow.
Oh,
Then
Punjab Hara.
yes, the
Yeah,
actual
it's a
El
double header.
Clasico of the tournament.
Yeah.
Uh, the actual match that actually basically that match actually gives us the goosebumps that we need from the
The
IPL.
Sheldon Cottrell masterclass that turned this rivalry into what it is.
Yes,
Punjab versus
really.
Rajasthan.
Uh, but I don't think it is going to be that even because we all know
Ulanpur.
how
It
Rajasthan.
will be a one-sided game in Mulanpur for
Yeah.
Yeah,
Punjab.
definitely.
Nothing like
Look,
Preeti
for all
Zinta
you
will
know,
be coming in
is
for
there
Uh,
dew in Mulanpur? Does Mulanpur usually see dew?
Uh, yes, but like
I don't think in
occasionally, it's not like in not in these conditions, like
not in
not
it.
in these conditions. But as we move on to the October November side, like we do then, but not right now,
Right.
definitely.
Yeah, like
Uh,
seasons are little ulta in the north.
yeah, Ulta. Dharamshala, yes. Mullanpur, no. And it's
All
a
right.
very weird stadium. I'm like literally 5 kilometers away from that stadium right now,
Yeah,
and it's a
I've heard that the crowds there aren't the greatest, both for Mohali and Mulanpur. For some reason, they've never turned up.
Mohali still has given some of the decent, like cheers to the, but Mullanpur
It's
also
given us banger games for
banger
sure.
games, yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
It's
But
been
I think
just
Mullanpur
one
as a
Kohli's
stadium
season.
is
2016 knock versus Australia is at the top of that list.
brilliant. I
Yeah,
was there. Yeah, I never miss an opportunity to say that I was there.
banger
Yeah,
indeed.
but it's been just one season of Mulanpur ground, and I don't think that ground is completely done. Like it doesn't have proper shelter for the fans. The
I
stadium
actually
looks good. It's
enjoyed the
big.
vibes at Dharamshala much more than I did at Mulanpur last year. Like while watching the match on TV, it just
Yeah.
felt like Dharamshala had a much better atmosphere from not just the
It
crowd but also
No,
like
it
the way
was just
the team
RCB
plays.
Saura.
It was not just RCB, right? They also had a Punjab versus CSK game there, and that was also a pretty good game,
Yeah, they did.
especially with Harshal Patel's slow Yorker to
Yeah,
Thala to get him out for a
yeah.
duck.
But yeah, don't speak ill of the Mullanpur. It's gonna host the World Cup final.
Mulanpur is like Yalanka.
Yeah.
It's gonna host the final, man. Please don't speak ill of the Mullanpur Stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Let's actually discuss this point. How crap Santner has been with the ball. I think it just comes down to left arm spin not having the same kind of effects in a lot of stadiums this year.
Hmm.
Sakishore being the one exception, and maybe Krunal Pandya in the
Noor,
first game, if that counts for
But
anything.
Krunal
yeah,
Pandya
Noor.
only had
Noor
one
is leg
good
spin.
game.
Like forget about leg spin. Yeah, Krunal had
Hmm.
one good game, and then the other two games
Hmm.
haven't been that great. In
Hmm.
Chinnaswamy also, he went at an economy of 11 or something.
Yeah.
But overall, left arm orthodox has not seen a lot of dividends this year. For that
Hmm.
matter, finger spin in general has not had the same vibe that it used to.
Yeah. Like a friend of mine and I, we decided to create like two separate teams of ours with two unique players of our own team, and then
Yeah.
we will decide how, like, basically how they have performed after the season. And yesterday only I added Santner into my team. I felt like, okay, like Santner is someone who would give those like good overs in between. He's a wicket taker, and I just saw him
Right.
perform like that today.
No, and you would have expected that from Santner today because they're playing on a black soil pitch in Lucknow. The conditions don't get better than this for a left-arm spinner to come in and bowl.
Exactly.
For some reason, it just did not work out. Vignesh Puttur has been brilliant on the other hand, so I don't know if it's just wrist spin that's having more effect for some
Mm.
reason, or there is a genuine case where left-arm spinners or finger spinners in general have been disregarded.
Okay.
Okay, good to see that he's taken ownership, at
Makes
least
sense.
publicly.
Ah,
Whether he does it or not in the dressing room, at least he's made that statement publicly. So that it's good to see accountability at the very least.
Yeah. With
Anything
that,
else to discuss
nothing else. With
nothing
that,
else.
we can wrap this episode, and tomorrow we'll be back after,
after
if it's
CSK
the
loses
last
to
farewell,
DC at home
if not, one last time again.
one last time again?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll be
It's
definitely
like Fast and
back.
Furious movies coming out one after the other saying, "Hey, one last ride, hey, one last ride, bro."
You all should watch the whole interview. Yeah, that's the first thing we'll do
That's
after
first thing we're
ending
doing
this
right
Yeah.
stream.
after this. Yes.
Definitely.
So either ways, we'll be back after tomorrow's banger game of Punjab versus Rajasthan. Until
Yes.
then, keep watching the highlights. Like,
Yeah.
share, subscribe, watch our old videos, comment. You know
Absolutely.
what to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
let the weekend begin. Yeah,
Have a nice weekend,
Uh,
lads.
good
Jai
night.
Bye.
Hind. Shubh Ratri.